What's happening, guys? I guess we are live finally. Whew, sorry about that. All right, so we are heading down to some incredible Texas, but we have a special guest that we're going to take a couple minutes to talk to today. So 1 second. You want to send them out? Send it. See if you can do that.
What's up, BPI?
BPI in the house. Let me see if I can get this. All right, so if you guys can, this would be a great opportunity for any of you guys
Here we
to
go.
hit me up and ask questions on what you would like to answer for you. And when I mean the great one, I mean the incredible Phil Heath. So that's who we're going to be talking. Oh, ho, ho, ho. What's up, pretty boy?
What up?
You are Captain.
How are you?
I am good. So I got a couple questions for you. Right off the bat.
Quick.
We grab the Thanos.
There you go.
Let's see. We got some statues behind you. We got some stuff like that. But the question is, you didn't bring any other material? Any good material? Look at that. See? So you guys don't know. We're a couple nerds right here.
I got
You got something. All right. Oh, sheesh, you went old school, man. Oh, okay. All right. I'm good with that. That's slicing and dicing. I see you, little samurai.
You know what that
Very
means?
good. Very good.
So that's greetings from Tori Hanzo.
That's pretty badass.
Yeah, you just never know with me, Just never.
You got it all going. We are in Texas this weekend, you and I.
Yes, sir. We will be there live.
With your diet right now, where are you with your diet?
So, right now, I am dieting. So I would say, when you say where I'm at a stage where it's the happy stage where I can actually implement more high carb up days if I choose to, pertaining to how I want to look for whether it be a photo shoot, ads, whatever I want to do. So it's a good space to be in.
Nice.
Generally, like I would be doing 3 to 5 days of cardio and whatnot. So I'm in the space where I want to get this down, right? I want to get those cheekbones going. So flexible dieting has been great. Obviously, shout out to Icon because they've enabled me to have good planned out cheats and keep us some good variety. But I actually increased my protein uptake over the past 2 weeks from 8 ounces to 10
per meal.
Per meal, yes, and still keeping the carbs around the same. What I have done is incorporate more carbohydrates the day before a heavier workout. So like if I'm doing legs, you want to carb up a little bit harder than I would like on an arm day or something, because people don't realize that they're trying to get these gains, yet they're not incorporating the right type of foods the day prior. Because as you know, it takes hours on hours for the body to do what? Stimulate or create glycogen. So that's
I love how you said that. And I'm going to go into depth on stage with that because of the concept that today's age or today's social media trainers go, no, on leg day, do this. I do it like you. I do it the day before. So leg day, I'm ready. After leg day, I'm good. I'm good with the basic diet. But
we're going to have a good time with that because, at the end of the day, name someone who has accomplished more than the two of us combined. No one. Combined, no. So it would probably be good to just hear us out. But most importantly, for those trainers, they should answer this. Do you carb up your athletes for a show? The answer is, of course, hell yeah. But you do it, and Mike's laughing right now because he knows you do this not necessarily the day of, but the days before.
Oh, wait a minute. Not just an hour before?
No, because we know what? We know that the body takes time to create glycogen. So it's no different than, look, like when we played sports in high school, you know, I ran track.
What'd they tell you? What'd they tell you days before?
Carb up the night before, the day before a swim meet or a track meet. You know, you're eating the pasta nights and all that.
I love you said pasta. That's what I grew up with.
So what the fuck are they talking about? Excuse my language, guys, but what the fuck are they talking about? Like, they've got to really understand the method to their madness. I mean, look, unless if you're taking like, I don't know what the hell they're doing, but I guess at the end of the day, always remember this, and we'll say this on Saturday too, regardless of your method, the proof is in your performance, period. The proof is always in your performance and not just one time. See, the reason why I also put this in the background is so that you understand it took more than just doing it right one time. You have to do it all the time. And
you know, something else I love about what we're going to be able to talk about is that I don't comprehend when I get called a bodybuilder or something, because it doesn't make sense to me, because I did that for such a short period of my life compared to athletics, from gladiators, from football as a teenager to gladiators in my 20s, gladiators in my 30s, gladiators in my 40s. I did 10 times more athletic things than I've ever done powerlifting and bodybuilding. So when it comes back to athletics, and that's where you came from athletics. And so when we're talking about nutrition, we're talking about training, we're talking to someone that's been in the grind of it, that's not just done it, but done it in a high level over and over again. So I don't care if you're a runner, a swimmer, a gymnastics person, or somebody like that. We're going to talk to you guys and teach you about nutrition for all athletes, not just bodybuilding. So I love that you've been in the trenches of all of this.
Well, we're here to help, and that's why we're doing this live for everyone. Essentially, we've both been blessed to have the careers that we currently have, the platforms that we currently have also, and then being able to now utilize technology and do these type of virtual meetings where other people get to sit in, ask questions, and observe. The most important thing I find right now is when you're dealing with ego, and we talked about this last time, all have it. I have a humongous ego. The difference is I know when to check it. And we also have to keep in mind when it comes to eating, we have to keep that in check. So I come to realize that as I diet now, a person said, sit on some pillows because he can't see me. Let me go ahead and try to lower this real quick. I got my comfy chair going on.
You got your comfy chair, man. He's comfy, guys. Let him be. Let him be.
Wanted to be able to see some muscles and shit. Like, I know that's what it is. But what
I'm Danny Hester probably saying. Was that Danny?
But I think what we have to realize is once we start getting into the trenches of training, we also have to keep in mind that just because you can eat 5,000 calories faster than you can bench press 500 pounds doesn't mean you freaking need to do it. You still need to gradually increase. And everyone and their mother that wants to compete will go ahead and throw it in the comment box, guys. You would easily mimic the first week a diet of eating a ton of food faster than you would someone's training regimen with the actual poundages, because you realize that I can't do that because I just started. Well, you need to make sure that you have that same attitude toward eating and understanding how food works for each person, because we all are so very different. And one of the things I realized, Mike, is even in the United States, when you're traveling, you can't always get the same food from the same store. So for instance, I was in LA at the Cal Pro supporting my brother from another, Patrick Moore, right? I wanted to go get him Orange Roughy. It was impossible to get it, right? Whereas here in Denver, you get it by the truckload. So like in Vegas for the Olympia, I would literally have to go to like a Korean, no joke, like I would go to the Korean grocery stores because that's where they had it the most. So my point is like red potato, white potato, sweet potato, actual yellow sweet potato, like different types of stuff may not be in other countries. You and I both have traveled where we're like, okay, how am I going to, this works really well for me, like, but try to get sweet potato in some of these countries.
Yeah.
Also, so that's why we realize, both of us, that there is more than one way to do it. And you also, and look, I'm guilty of this in a good way. Having a free mind, sure, it's great. And you know this, being in martial arts, you know, like empty your cup. And that's what this is about. And I'm really excited to, you know, chop it up with you this Saturday in Dallas in front of everyone attending, because I really hope that, you know, we're able to give them some added jewels to their own gauntlet like you had. They got the gauntlet, but they
got it.
The jewels.
So this Saturday, Phil and I will be on stage, main stage at noon. Some of the things I would love to discuss, and then we kind of touched on it here, but just the understanding of, if you're going to raise your weights, raise your calories, but raise them in a smart way for you. And we'll go into depth about that. You don't get to just, hey, I'm 250, so I'm going to go 5,000 calories. It doesn't work that way. And we're going to try to explain to you what we've learned through the years and decades of not just our knowledge, which I don't think people grasp. When we talk about knowledge, we go back to that Bruce Lee mentality of everything we've learned from the most pinnacle individuals we've been around. And so the knowledge we have is stuff Arnold told me, stuff Robbie Robinson has told me, stuff that Tom Plaz and I did on leg day. And the same thing for you and your coaches that you've gone through from high school to college and so on. And you've been around the most pinnacle individuals there is in the world. I mean, think about the last 10 years of the individuals you've been able to have conversations with, and you got to learn little things, not even about nutrition, about training, but about, I'm going to add this to my mindset on how to process this. And that's what I want to really dive into too, because I want to ask you, what's the most important things? Mindset, exercise, or nutrition? Don't answer that now. Save that for Saturday for everybody here that comes out. And then again, right now, I know that I have over at Icon the Titan Breakfast Burrito, which I would love you to enjoy on Saturday with me.
Yeah, no, we would. I had it a couple days ago, and I almost had it this morning. And I was gonna tease you and put it up online. I'll have to do that another time. But yeah, we'll for sure have that.
Do it, because I got a call from Todd saying I'm about to get my ass kicked by you coming up with a new creation. He didn't give me any other details, but he says you're coming up with your own meal.
You never know, man. I'm always working, right? I'm always trying to figure out a different way. And to piggyback on what you're talking about, I mean, guys, like Mike and I are here to help. And we're here to help because of the fact that we have gone through it. And we have had some great mentors, great muses over the years. But take advantage of that, okay? Because you just never know, you know, like what you may be missing out on. And I can tell you this, if Mike and I both had this type of technology 20 years ago, we would both have probably a 10x on what we currently have. And what I mean by that is actually seeking knowledge and taking it for what it's worth. But I will say what my mission is, and I don't want to speak for you, Mike, but I'm, you know, but I feel like we're in the stage of life where gratitude comes from giving back to others. And it's imperative that we do so. And just because it's fun, how cool is it to know that we've acquired such knowledge through the work? And we don't want you to bump your head up against the freaking wall. And that's what we're talking about, like, you know, talking to Arnold, talking to Robbie Robinson, talking about with these greats. You know, they are passing down knowledge, and it's up to us to do the same thing. We're not sitting on some ivory tower or anything. We're just letting you know that, hey, man, before you go fuck that up, try this. Before you waste your money on an exercise program, think about this. Before you waste money on products that you don't know anything about, read this. Just give it some thought, and it may change your life. Now, when it comes to mindset, we're going to go through that. And I really hope that the studio audience, and when I say studio, the arena that we will be in is packed. And I expect it to be, because we're going to go all out. And what I mean by that is bringing the intensity, bringing the vulnerability, and just bringing forth the champion perspective of how we both attained our own personal level of greatness, and how we're just getting started. See, that's the cool part, is that
I don't know about that.
I don't know. My thing's going on, I'm doing my thing, and that's where it starts. You may be in a situation, everyone, that, look, COVID happened, we understand. But this is where strong men and women fight for what they want. And they actually, and in the bodybuilding sense, that's how we all have gotten great.
Pressure.
We start off awesome. I mean, hell, when I started bodybuilding, everybody said Phil's got overpowering arms, no chest, and no back. And I had to work at that. Same with things in personal life and business and entrepreneurship. You know the deal, Mike. So those are the things, guys, that, you know, we're here to, you know, just tell a segment of our stories to hopefully enlighten you to know that you're not alone, and that there's people like us who you may, in fact, look up to, but know that there's some commonality through the work that we have done, and that you're not too far from where you need to be.
Maybe something you guys don't know that are watching this right now, and everybody that's going to show up in Texas, in Dallas at 12 o'clock Saturday to sit down with us. And hopefully you come, like we said earlier, the Bruce Lee whole mindset of empty your cup. Come willing to understand and listen. And then that's going to open you up to something. But something for everybody that's in a small little town or in a location far away from Texas. We're going to try to show this to everybody on Saturday, but also understand this, that both Phil and I are Washington State boys. I grew up in a nice little area where we didn't have to lock the doors. Not like where you grew up.
Oh, no.
So we're going to talk about that and talk about the aspect of coming from Washington and doing what we've done and still doing to this day. And then also I want to go into something that very few people get to talk about, is the conversations that you had and I had with Joe Weider by ourselves, that transformed us.
Oh, man.
That right?
We're going to, hey, you guys wanted it, we're giving it to you raw and uncut. You know, I'm very excited. This is news to me, everyone, that Mike has this planned. I'm going to use my athletic brain and forget everything he just said. So then it is once he delivers that. to me, so then I can give you my most authentic self. But man, I'm very obviously I'm excited to see you, brother. Tell everybody, because when do you fly in? You flying Friday, Thursday, tomorrow?
We are in on Thursday, and I know that there is going to be an absolute craziness going on at Destination Dallas, where you can come and watch, but there's no real interaction because the animals will bite at 4 o'clock at Destination Dallas. Well, Phil and I destroy and break some barbells and weights with a little savage workout. But you guys can come by and watch. We're going to be in the workout, so we won't be doing any question and answers at that time. But come by Destination Dallas, say hello to everybody. There will be some icon meals for you guys there. And then, again, we'll be there on Saturday. When do you get in?
We fly in, so we land, I believe, just before 1 p.m. So, God willing, on time, safe and sound, we get there. And then I believe we got early check-in. So just basically drop the bags off, probably pound a meal real quick, and then just come meet you or ride together, whatever. And, have a great time. The cool thing is, like you said, I mean, we're going to be in our happy element or one of our happiest elements, and that is the gym. And Destination Dallas has been so awesome, having us there, and yes, having Icon there as well. Be sure to hit them up with everything that they're going to have to offer. And yeah, Mike and I we haven't trained together, so it's like,
no, we haven't.
It's definitely something that I'm very excited about, and I say that so then when people are there, they're going to notice, like, I may be in a certain space because I'm going to be analyzing. Because guys, when you train with someone, I'm also learning. Hell, I got Sandows in the house. I've got all kind of awards and stuff. But when we talk about emptying your cup, what can I learn from Mike? And that's why I'm there. And that's why I was like, oh yeah, we'll train. As long as we're not hitting legs up right after the plane ride. I mean, I'm good, right? But we're gonna kill some weights. We're gonna have
Wait a minute. Your arms are basically legs, so it's the second legs. Or the third legs? I put it that way.
Let me ask you a question, since I've been stuff. So, has anyone ever given a nickname to your muscles?
Not my muscles.
How
about you?
X or anything like that? I had the reason why I say that, I made you blush. That's funny. I had a guy in Trinidad and Tobago bring me out, and then he later brought me out to another event. I believe it was Barbados, and he said, "There's a story about your arms," and I'm like, "Okay, let's hear it." He goes, "No, like they're not biceps or triceps." I said, "Oh, what are they?" He goes, "They're Heath-ceps." I said, kind of corny, but I'll roll with it. Kind of corny, but I'll roll with it, right? But yeah, it's just one of those things where I've been always fortunate to have good arms, and I think we're gonna kill.
Stop! They're not good arms. It's like the greatest arms ever, man. So let's not even do that. So again, Saturday, 12 o'clock, you and me. There's so much, and I know I'm going to try to keep this going too, because of the fact that there's so much I want to sit and ask you, because of your upbringing and where you came from. And it's there's little things about you that I just think are just incredible, and they have nothing to do with bodybuilding. They have nothing to do with that kind of stuff. So there's stuff I want to get into on that aspect of it, because I think that stuff is going to help me tremendously. So I'm looking forward to this time. And then that's it, man. You and me. And thanks for doing this today.
No, this is great. It was a good way to break up my meeting schedule with all of the Zoom calls and stuff. And, when you told me, I was like, yes, I will do this. It needed like a little bit of a break. And this is my break. And, for me, it's like all of my friends live in other states. So it's not like I say, hey, Mike, Mona, I'm coming over, you know, like,
right.
it's like we have to do these things. So it's going to be awesome to see you guys. Is Mona coming?
Yeah, she's coming. She's coming.
And what about
no striker and no Titan.
Ah, okay. Well,
because she can't do anything if Titan sees her.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
She's still at that stage where everything's, which is weird because I'm still at that stage. If I see her, I can't do anything. So
you can't do anything without her around, right? Like, I have the same. It's not even a problem. I have the same situation, and but that'll be great because you know, the four of us can actually hang and talk trash.
I love this. I love this.
Hey, Mona.
Can't wait.
Now, look, I'm so fascinated over her muscles, right? It's like I
got feel Heath's arms. I always say that. I am so excited to see you and Mrs. this weekend.
No, it's going to be great. And one of the things that I got to remind us to do is we have to take pictures because we're going to take pictures all day long. But one of the things that I've realized due to like we'll call it post-COVID, is I miss my friends and I don't have photographs of me with my friends. And Mona, I've known you for a long time, and like how many have we done and this and that, and it's like
I got one picture with you and I've been holding on for like something big. It's from India.
Those are the like, wait a minute, I have no video collage of like the people who I like. I have pictures with fans from all over the world, which is great, but with people who I really call friends, I go through my phone, I'm like, well, that sucks, because what if, you have a birthday and I want to shout you out, and I'm like, I have no photos. So
you can say that because you like taking.
I'm taking tons.
Mike is the opposite.
I'll take tons with
Mike is so pretty that he loves taking photographs.
He just goes out.
Yeah.
So I cannot wait.
And real quick, I know we got to run. How real fast? You were filming not too long ago, and what like weight range do you go through? Like, is it 10 pounds, 5 pounds when you know that like you're
Ooh, what?
No, we really pushed it. I tried to get to 250 because I'm always around 285.
Got it.
And so I really I did everything I possibly can, to the point of every other day was a fasted day. Every other day from that was 2 hours of cardio. So I was trying to rip everything down to come into that project, because it was a big opportunity for me, and I just wanted to show everything I possibly can. And you understand this. Going on film and being the big muscle guy doesn't help you, but going on film and having the separation and looking superhero-ish, that sets you up to win.
Well, and that just goes to my next thing is, because of the way you train, even with the power building and stuff, you're still able to develop muscle separation. So therefore, you have acquired so much size over the years that you can have more than one look on camera. Whereas I've spoken about this, but not purely in depth, and maybe one day I'll have a podcast and I'll totally dive in. But real fighters or actors don't always have one look. They can do ones where they're overweight doing a role, or totally emaciated and do a role. They you got Christian Bale as Batman. You have Christian Bale. He was in that boxing movie, with Mark Wahlberg. I think it was The Fighter. I can't remember. But
The Machinist, he went down to 145 pounds. The Machinist. Bro. And 220 for Batman.
I mean, there you go. So I was just curious because I was seeing the clips, the behind the scenes stuff, and I was like, man, like, you really put in a lot of work to look like that. And I know that it will look even better. And my whole point is that when you fluctuate and you're able to figure out your body, obviously you're learning new things, but more importantly, you're getting on those awesome 4K, 5K red cameras, and they can now see the detail that wouldn't be shown if you didn't diet or over diet, right?
Right.
So you get it. That's why I was he gets it. Of course he does. He's Michael Hearn. I get it. But I just,
you know what's cool though is I would say maybe a very small handful of people would have picked up on that. Very small, a handful of people. Oh, he put it in and did something completely different. Relative, skipped out from bodybuilding. He just tried to tear it off and come in completely visually different. And I was saying, hey, what kind of shape do you want to get in? I want to get in shape to where people go, wait a minute, is that Michael Hearn? Not, hey, that's Michael Hearn in shape. I wanted to complete out, is that Michael Hearn? And is that recent or was that years ago? And so, yeah, you see it and you pick up on it, and that's because you've been around it. You understand the concept.
Yeah, and it makes you look younger, healthier because you're eating healthy, like you're training. And when you don't have, and the key word here, guys and girls, is inflammation. So when you are dieting this way and eating the right things for your body type, you're reducing inflammation that may be in your face, your abdomen, because these are two areas that are noticeable the most. But one of the things that I will say, and I'll be quiet, is the emotional aspect of how to get through that has triggered your body to always look healthy. When people are going through troubling times, they hold it in their face and their gut. It's proven, science, right? Water retention, cortisol, you name it, right? So it's a true testament, because one of those things that I did post 2020 Olympia was go on a whole cleanse, but on a spiritual side as well as just gut microbiome. And because of that, Sharia posted a few pics, and she was like, this is how you look like 2 weeks prior. And look at your eyes, look at your cheeks, look at like your skin. And I've always had good skin, but it was just different. And I've always noticed that with you, that even when you're 280, you don't look inflamed. Does that make sense? Like it's just very interesting. And I give you mad props because you were what, 50 years young, and you better because of actually having what I believe is a balance of emotional intelligence, of knowing like how to deal with stuff. You have a wife, you have a child, you have things that go right and probably a ton of shit that goes wrong, but it doesn't show in the face and the physique. And I know through my own personal stuff, when I was dealing with hardship, I look back at photographs and I can see, well, the muscles look good, but his eyes don't look the way, like something's up. And that's where I believe in bodybuilding, we have to know how to deal with everything, because it isn't just lifting weights. It's the food, it's the emotional stuff, it's the things that we watch on television, it's the people who we interact with, it's how we deal with adversity, and who can we actually turn to that has been through it, maybe in a different way, but can give us some level of certainty that we're going to be okay. And I think that's where, like, and I know it's been a long spiel, but it's where I'm at in life, where if I can provide people added value in that area, then I can help the world now, and not just someone who says they want to compete at a bodybuilding show.
Man, I hope they take advantage of this, because you said three things. The last 10 minutes of this is something so far out of this is on a TED Talk, you know, that's where this should be for athletes or people that are trying to become something and balance health and fitness with work. And that's where I think this should be, because you hit something nobody talks about. And then the second part is I think that you're at this stage as well as is that when we realized charity or giving back really changes you as an individual tremendously. And as kids, I know as a kid, I was like, no, charity. No. I got to take care of me. I got to build me.
Right.
And then when you actually do charity, you go, holy sheesh, there is an amazing give back because it changes you as an individual. And I think that's where we're both at this point where we want to try to give all this knowledge, and you got so much knowledge to give. And so I think this is great that we're two guys that are going to be on stage this Saturday giving this kind of knowledge for these guys that they get to take and that they get to spread. And it's cool for us because, you know, you're going to hear somebody say something, which you get this all the time. I guarantee if I get emails like this, you get emails like this. Dude, just watching your life made me change. I started doing sit-ups the day I was watching you on Gladiators. I'd never stopped working out since that day, and now I dropped 200 pounds.
Yeah.
And it's like, wow, that's the coolest thing in the world, just by us living our dreams and trying to be the best we possibly can. And so
it's amazing.
You're dropping knowledge.
Yeah, it's just it's nothing that I know both of us, you don't come out and grow up and saying, I'm going to be this person, right? You may have thought you were going to be something, but maybe not in this context. And the impact, I mean, who would have thought, right? Two guys,
couple guys from Washington,
a different story, you know, striving for their own personal excellence, ups and downs, whatever, but now being able to tell stories of triumph, all to help other people. And that's where I believe, that's why I like engaging with you on these chats, is because it's not about, like, we don't talk about achievements like a bragging point. It's more just like, hey, it's a scene of what we went through that kind of provides some social proof, validation of like, hey, like we've been through it and we're here to help you. And that's where I feel like there's a big difference. I'll be honest, there's, you know, I get requests from other athletes, other people to go do these things, and, you know, I have ghosted them. I do say no because, you know, I be honest, man, like I don't share energy very well with people that aren't into growth and contribution. And that's not I'm saying this out of love because it's like, I get it. You, like you just said it, me. I want this. I want that. I got to do this. Yeah, you're in that mode. I'm over here trying to, you know, I did all that. Like, that's cool. But now what's really cool, what's really freaking awesome is being able to tell you how I got it, but how it can be relatable to what you want, and actually asking, what is it the freak you want in this world? And actually digging deep and making sure that when you wash your face, you brush your teeth in the morning, you actually look in the mirror for a good 30 seconds and you ask yourself, what the hell do I want today? And how am I going to get it? And those are things that you and I both had to do. And even the fact that people are here and they ask yourself this, just try to do it for 1 week. It'll probably change your life, just because you'll know where the hell you want to go. You don't necessarily, you can chunk deuces to your past, and it all revolves around, you know, a positive mindset and knowing that, like, you're here for a purpose. You know, my nickname is the gift, not because of the gift, just from the gift of God that he gave me life and this, that, and the other. It's what I did with it. And now I get to share it with other people. So that's really the gift. And I want people to have that same feeling, because they're all talented in something and everybody's trying to figure their stuff out. So it's a reminder that, like, you know, we all started somewhere, and you're going to dig deep and tell everybody where I grew up and this and that. And I'm like, you know, but you got to know this, guys, because it's something I normally don't talk about, and usually people don't ask. And
yeah, I think too, I got to go there because of the fact that I grew up 45 minutes away, maybe, if that, and it was two worlds. 45 minutes, but it was two worlds.
Yeah, man.
So yeah, I think we're both watching the same things. We're both at that same stage. We're both at this I guess new range of cliff climbing that we made it to, that we're sitting there going, this is cool, but I want to help. So
yeah.
I appreciate, man. I appreciate you taking today and talking and Mona posing on you like she did.
Expect nothing less, okay? Nothing from Mona. Nothing less.
We'll see you Friday, 4
Yes.
o'clock.
Friday, 4 o'clock. We'll rock the house. Be there, guys, at Destination Dallas. Shout out to Icon, of course. And shout out also to Ed and Betty Pariso for having Mike and I, along with all the amazing athletes and supporters of bodybuilding, there on Friday. There's a huge list of athletes that are going to be speaking.
Yeah.
But be sure to check Mike and I out on Saturday afternoon. I already know, I can guarantee you're going to find something new from both myself and Mike.
Thanks, brother, for doing it. You want to pose? You want to pose out, Mo? You want to pose out on this?
No, more posing it. There you go. I like that.
See?
There you go.
That's all I can pose. So you guys got the best shot right there.
Yeah. Can't wait to see you guys.
Yeah, we'll see you guys later.
Bye, buddy.